Hi, Kostas. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here. As you
Uh,
know, yeah, hi. As you know, we're opening
Hi.
up enrollment for the association, and we like to talk to current associates who have transitioned successfully into industry, such as yourself. So, again, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, and thank you for giving me the time to speak about my great experience with the association.
Great, yeah. Well, maybe you could just introduce yourself and the role that you transitioned into.
Sure, yeah. Well, my name is Kostas Agalou, and I joined the association in August a year ago almost. And I did my PhD at the University of Bologna in chemical sciences, and now I'm working as a commissioning editor for Wiley Publishing.
Yeah, and you've been there for a while now, right?
Yeah, almost a year now.
Yeah,
I'll be.
so I mean, you were a great success story because you transitioned so quickly. And you've been, yeah, it's been great. We've had you on for webinars and stuff. So it's been,
Yes, and I
yeah,
sorry, yeah, I was also trying to because I hadn't finished my PhD at that time, so I was trying, to both like
yeah.
search for a job and at the same time finish my thesis. So
Mm.
it
Which
was a
is,
tough time.
yeah, which is something that I mean, you have to do. It's like a second job to do the job search and finish your thesis. But you did it, and you're, one of the few PhDs that had you had a job lined up right out of grad school. So that's great.
Yeah,
Um, so we were talking about all your successes. Hopefully you won't mind, though. I want to rewind a little bit and talk about what it was like during that difficult time before you got the job. What were why did you join the association? What were some of the challenges you were facing in your job search or balancing the time with your thesis?
right. So, well, if I remember correctly, at that time, a friend of mine that was doing her PhD in Toronto, in Canada, sent me an article, and if I remember correctly, it was about the 7 career advantages that PhDs have over other candidates.
Yeah.
And I started reading it, and I was like, wow, it's like. Suddenly my mind opened. I didn't realize I could have access to this kind of information. So
Mm.
and I started searching through more on the website and subscribed to the mailing list. I started receiving emails and so on. So the thing that really intrigued me to join the association was the fact that it was really focused on PhD students.
Mm.
And at that time, that was exactly what I was looking for.
Right, something specific for PhDs
Exactly.
transitioning. And so you joined the association, and what were some of the kind of the immediate benefits that you saw in terms of helping you organize your job search, in terms of the materials that you went through? Any aha moments that you had?
Well, I think many aha moments. uh, because, well, as I said before, I find myself exposed to all this information. I felt like I discovered the internet for the first time.
Nice.
But yeah, I think the biggest and the most immediate benefit that I had was the change of mindset,
Mm.
which means that every time I was applying for a job, I changed my whole approach from the beginning, from my CV until the end,
Yes.
until I secured my job. And I think that was the biggest benefit that I saw in
Mm.
myself. And yeah, and I think as for the aha moments, it's not one aha moment. It's
Yeah.
I think every
Many.
every time, yeah, every time I was joining a webinar, or reading an article, or asking for help,
Mm.
I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Nobody told me about that before.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's great.
and finally, when I finally resist and started working for Wiley, this is when I realized the real benefit, because I started connecting the dots,
Mm.
and this is where I realized, you know, how I did it, like
Mm.
each step that helped me to get through. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So you joined, you had all these aha moments, you started putting these strategies in place, you started executing specific strategies for specific jobs you're applying to, um, and of course this paid off. You got the job. I want to ask you one more thing, or really, I guess two more questions. The first is about the private group. So how did the private group help you specifically? What did the private group do for you?
right. Well, I remember that it was very supportive, like people with with the same concerns were every time they're willing to help me, and also I was feeling confident, and I knew in the back of my mind that any question that I had, I would share it with the whole association. I knew that I would get an answer very fast.
Yes.
So this is that. So this is something that I really liked about the association,
the immediate
group.
feedback.
Yes, yes.
And,
because
yeah,
because when you're searching for a job, you're quite kind of stressed, and oh, what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful if you have someone to tell you what to do with an experience from inside.
To have the support of a group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. And my last question is, and this is a new question we've been asking recently, because PhDs by nature we're all very skeptical, right? So if you can think back before you joined, you probably were skeptical about the program. You're like, is this going to be worth it? It's online. Maybe you can talk about, how you felt before, what you were concerned about, and then how those concerns were relieved once you joined.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, because I haven't told you that before, but before I joined the association, I had paid for, I think it was like a consulting company that, they fix your resume.
Ah, yeah.
So because I was desperate at the time, so I paid, that was like $80 or something, don't remember. So I was not
some
happy.
of them are thousands of dollars, yeah. So it's
yes.
but you weren't happy.
Yeah, and and that when I saw the association, I was quite skeptical. I was like, maybe it's like another of this kind of thing. But then I saw how you differentiate from the others, and again, it was focused only for PhDs, and I realized that here I will not waste my time or my money, and definitely at the end proved me right.
Yeah, so how soon after you joined did you think, okay, this was definitely worth it?
I think immediately, because since I joined, I remember my first post was like how I can get a job to US or something like that, and then I started reading about all the other articles, and I said, yeah, definitely worth it.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Kostas, for taking the time to be here and talk to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Yeah, we look forward to watching your continued career success.
Thank you.